What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my ranking for all 8 movies in the Conjuring Universe franchise. So, there's 8 movies altogether. I've recently put myself through, having to watch all of them and everything, so I figured I'd go ahead and rank them from worst to best. So, I'll go ahead and get going. Coming in at number 8 is The Nun. I just really did not like this movie. It was painfully boring and really slow. It relied way too much on jump scares. None of the characters were really that likable. The cast wasn't very good. It just was not a very good movie. It had some good practical sets and stuff though, and some of the stuff was good in here, but it just, for the most part, I really did not like this movie. Like, on a technical standpoint, some things were good, but the rest of the movie just fell flat, and it wasn't very entertaining at all, and everything. So, The Nun is number 8, and number 7 is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. This is the newest movie in the franchise, and even though I'm not a huge fan of these, I had a little bit of hope that I would maybe somewhat enjoy this one, especially since fans of this franchise didn't like it. I know quite a few that have said that this is one of the weakest movies in the franchise, and that they were very disappointed in it and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I probably will think it'll actually be pretty good because of that reason, but nope. I actually agree with everybody, even though I don't usually agree with the fans of this franchise because I'm not big on it. I have to say I agree. This is easily the worst out of the 3 Conjuring movies. It has some good moments and stuff, and there are a few little Easter egg callbacks to classic horror movies that I thought was kind of cool, but aside from that, I just didn't really care for this movie. It was more of the same and relied way too much on jump scares and everything. Not as much as some movies in the franchise, but it still was noticeable. So, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is number 7, and number 6 is The Conjuring. When this movie first came out, I was really super hyped for it. Like, I had not been that hyped for a horror movie in a really long time, and I saw it and I remember feeling underwhelmed by it, but I thought it was an okay movie and everything. It just wasn't near as good as I was expecting it to be, and then I rewatched it a few months later, and every time I rewatch it I like it a little bit less. I just rewatched it the other day for the first time in years, and still just, I don't like it as much. It's just kind of overrated. It's really, the pacing is off, the story just isn't as good, but as far as like the atmosphere and stuff, this is one of the movies that builds the atmosphere the best and everything, and I can get why people like it. It just isn't really my type of horror movie anyway. I'm not really into these type of movies, so I guess that has a huge factor into it, but it just, I'm not that big on this one. So The Conjuring is number 6, and number 5 is The Conjuring 2. This was actually a pretty good sequel to the first movie. I actually think it's better than the first. I know a lot of people will say that they think it was better than the first as well and everything. There's just a lot more memorable moments and everything. The Crooked Man was kind of cool. He didn't really scare me, but he was kind of cool, but he looked really terrible. Like, they say that he wasn't CGI, and maybe he wasn't through most of it, but maybe it's just the way the lighting and stuff was, because I know when I did my review I said he was CGI because he really does look terrible. I don't know if it was just the way the lighting is on the movie or what makes him look so terrible, but if I was wrong about that, then I was wrong about it being CGI, but I could have swore that it was. It just something didn't add up on that scene. But I thought he looked terrible, but his voice and stuff was creepy and everything. But this is more of the same. It doesn't add anything to the series. It's not anything really that new or anything. It's just more of the same that you would expect from this franchise. But I did like that they were questioning whether this stuff was true throughout the whole movie. I thought that was kind of cool, even though, you know, by the end of it they're going to believe that it's true, even though it really wasn't. And that they were just pretending to get publicity and stuff. But it's an okay movie, I guess. But I'm not real, like I said, all these last four I'm not really huge on. Pretty much all the rest of them up I think are at least okay to decent, and a couple of them I think are even kind of fun. But so The Conjuring 2 is number 5. Number 4 is Annabelle. When I saw it the first time, I absolutely hated this movie and almost completely quit on this franchise because of how disappointed I was with it and everything. And I ended up giving The Conjuring 2 a chance, and that's when I kind of gave up on the franchise for a while. But I actually really enjoyed Annabelle a lot more on rewatch and everything. Is it a great movie? No, it definitely is not, but it did have some fun moments, and to me it was better than the other movies that I've just talked about on this list. So it's number 4, and number 3 is Annabelle Creation. This is a really, really good prequel to Annabelle and everything. When I first heard about this movie, I had no desire to see it. I didn't care too much for Annabelle and stuff, so I was like, what's the point of making a prequel to the prequel? It just sounds stupid and stuff. And everyone kept telling me I needed to see it and stuff, and then I saw Lights Out and Shazam, and I was like, nah, yeah, I'll eventually end up giving it a watch just because I really like David F. Sandberg. He's a pretty good director and stuff, and he did a really good job with this movie. I actually legit enjoyed Annabelle Creation. It was really fun. It did over-rely on jump scares at times, like most of the movies in this franchise, but it was still entertaining. The characters were likable, and even though I knew there weren't going to be any stakes, watching it the first time did feel like there could be, because as far as I knew, none of these other characters would ever pop back up and everything. Most of them don't, so I thought maybe there was chances that some things could happen to some of these characters, but of course that doesn't really happen. But the ending of the movie also leads into the original Annabelle movie and brings everything full circle, and actually kind of makes the original Annabelle a little bit better and everything. So I do like this movie quite a bit and everything. So Annabelle Creation is number 3, and number 2 is Annabelle Comes Home. I did not expect to like this movie near as much as I did. When it came out, I remember they played the trailers at the movie theaters all the time when this movie was getting ready to be released, and I actually really got tired of seeing the trailer for it and stuff, and the movie just did not look that interesting to me. And then I watched it the other night, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was even better than the first 2 Annabelle movies, which I didn't expect, since I did like the second one quite a bit, but I actually like this one even more than the second one. I thought it was a really decent sequel and everything, and if this is the last Annabelle movie, it's a good ending to the trilogy and everything. It's just a little small story where Annabelle gets loose out of her case and awakens all the other spirits in the house, and these girls are trying to find Annabelle and get her put back in the case and stuff. It's just a fun little movie. It wasn't anything super great, but I did have fun with it. So Annabelle Comes Home is number 2, and my number one favorite movie in the Conjuring universe is The Curse of La Llorona. I actually think this is easily the best movie in the franchise, and it's the only one that I actually really like a lot. I did enjoy Annabelle Comes Home and stuff. I could say that I enjoyed it enough that I'd rewatch that one every once in a while and stuff, but this one I actually legit liked and everything. I think it's really underrated, and it does rely way too much on jump scares, though. I agree with that criticism, but the story itself is good, and you feel for this mom trying to protect her kids and stuff. Linda Cardellini is a really good actress, although some of her facial expressions in this movie are kind of hilarious at the same time. But she's good in this movie, and I really enjoy The Curse of La Llorona. I think it's a really good story, and it's based on the old folk tale and stuff that my mom's friend told me and her kids and stuff when I was a kid, so I was familiar with the source material before seeing this movie. I just really enjoyed it and everything. I don't feel like it fits into the Conjuring universe, that they shoehorn the priest from Annabelle in here just to make it part of the Conjuring universe, to get people to see it, because they knew it was going to flop if it wasn't part of the Conjuring universe. They announced it like 2 or 3 weeks before the movie came out that it was, which I think was just poor marketing and stuff. They just wanted to try to save it at the last minute, but I regret not going to see it, because I actually really did enjoy this movie and thought it was a lot of fun and stuff. And the Conjuring name is the reason why I didn't go see it, because I'm not a huge fan of this franchise and everything. But it is a really fun movie, and it's easily my number one. But anyway, let me know in the comments how you would rank the Conjuring franchise. I'm sure most of y'all probably like this franchise more than I do. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I said, the Annabelle movies are decent and stuff, and the rest I'm just not that crazy for, besides The Curse of La Llorona, which is the only one I really actually like. So but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you to my friend Miss Sour Egg. I know I haven't mentioned you in the videos yet. I was waiting till the last one to mention you. Thank you for recommending me to do these movie reviews and everything. I'm really grateful for having to sit through all these pieces of crap, but I'm also grateful that I did get to see a few that I somewhat enjoyed and everything. So I guess there's that. But thank you for having me do these videos, and I hope you enjoyed them. And I know you're not going to agree with me on most of them, but to each their own. But thank you all, and have a good day.